Battleground, Pennsylvania. A big prize, 20 electoral votes hanging in the balance as the counting continues here for the third day. Blue voters like Lauren Swan, hoping the Keystone State will deliver Joe Biden the White House.
I voted for the Biden-Harris ticket. I pretty much voted straight Democrat. And I had a lot of concerns about this election cycle, like a lot of people did. We need better health insurance coverage and better health care equity.
Just north of Philadelphia, the people of Bucks County have voted Democrat in every election since 1992. But Republican Pat Poprick still holds out a slim hope her state will remain in the president's column.
Why'd you vote for President Trump?
Because I think he had the best plan for the future. I liked what he did in the last 4 years. The stock market, the unemployment rate went down, so I thought 4 more years of the president is what I'd like to see.
In addition to Pennsylvania, all eyes are focused on 2 other states, Georgia and Arizona, where the vote count remains neck and neck. But the path to the White House looking a little easier for the challenger today.
It is the will of the voters, no one, not anything else, that chooses the President of the United States of America. So, each ballot must be counted, and that's what we're going to see going through now, and that's how it should be.
The president, after being camera shy for 2 days, appearing at the White House this evening to falsely claim there is fraud and corruption going on with the vote count.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us.
The president came into the briefing room and made a series of unfounded and wild accusations without presenting a shred of evidence, really disinformation coming from the president. In some ways, an attack on the integrity of the American democratic system.
In a rambling set of accusations without any evidence, Trump said every part of the election process had been rigged against him, apparently frustrated with most of the numbers going in Joe Biden's favor.
We were winning in all the key locations by a lot, actually, and then our numbers started miraculously getting whittled away in secret.
The president is invoking this idea of illegal votes, of a stolen election, but there is no evidence of illegal votes. What is happening is the counting of votes, including absentee mail-in votes. This is a process that takes time, and there has been no evidence presented that any of it is being done in a way that would be illegal or fraudulent.
As the votes continue to be counted, Joe Biden seeing increased numbers due to mail-in and early voting.
Democracy is sometimes messy. It sometimes requires a little patience as well. But that patience has been rewarded now for more than 240 years. Senator and I, we continue to feel very good about where things stand.
One of the places the campaign is happy with where things stand is in Georgia, once a conservative stronghold, now the surprise of the election. When the polls closed on Tuesday, the president was ahead by more than 300,000 votes. 2 days later, the gap is razor thin.
At this point, we're trying to get all the legal votes counted accurately so we can get the right results and make sure that everybody's vote is reflected properly.
Thousands of votes now being counted from Democratic hotspots, the suburbs surrounding Atlanta and Savannah. Votes that have been breaking heavily for Biden.
We're reminded again of the severity of this pandemic. Cases are on the rise nationwide, and we're nearing 240,000 deaths due to COVID. And our hearts go out to each and every family that has lost a loved one.
Against the backdrop of it all, a country grappling with an ongoing pandemic and an unstable economy. Coronavirus cases are still on the rise. The U.S. reportedly a daily average of nearly 90,000 cases. In the state of Arizona, and for many voters there, the heartache of the pandemic is still fresh in their mind.
I lost my father to the pandemic. He passed away in September 14th on my birthday.
Francisco Rivera considers himself an independent, but says in the end he voted for Biden. He says he didn't agree with how the president talked.
I don't like people being PC, but as the leader of the United States, I feel that they should be a little bit more of a conscious way of like how they're speaking and the words that they're saying. Words have meaning.
Rivera, just one of the more than 1 million Latino eligible voters that are adding to a potential reckoning in a state that hasn't voted blue since Bill Clinton won in 1996.
Historically, both parties have taken the Latino vote for granted. And right now, the message is, if you keep ignoring the Latino vote, you are going to lose elections. The Latino vote is a powerful force that is defining elections in the states, but also the national election.
Hector Sanchez is the executive director of Mi Familia Vota, one of the largest get-out-the-vote organizations in the country. For Sanchez, it's an election he won't forget.
I'm a Mexican immigrant. I've been in the country for 26 years, and I became a citizen 3 years ago. And I just voted in my first presidential election, and it was a very powerful experience, especially being able to vote after 4 years of attacks from the Trump administration, literally starting his campaigns attacking Mexicans.
But in Arizona, the counting process has been tense. Last night, dozens of Trump supporters, some armed, gathering outside the county recorder's office in Maricopa County.
Hi, this is Jorge Rivas.
Down in Tucson, restaurant owner Jorge Rivas and his wife Betty are still holding out hope for the president. The couple meeting with Trump, even recording ballots for him.
I'm hopeful. I want him to win because I think if he doesn't win, this will be the turning point for this country to start going downhill pretty fast. Because I think he's like the savior of our country.
Rivas, who migrated from El Salvador, drawn to Trump's message of law and order.
Having come to the United States, where you find the opportunity to live the American dream, that makes you care for this country. I feel very blessed having left the violence and come to a country where, you know, law and order and respect is something that you cherish.
Back in Pennsylvania, even though Biden trails the president now, most of the uncounted votes are early votes and mail-in votes from the so-called collar counties, suburbs around Philadelphia that overwhelmingly favor the Democrats. The campaign expects to come out ahead and win the White House.
We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm, all the people to stay calm. The process is working.
In the last election, when Trump shockingly flipped this traditionally blue state red, we first met Pat Poprick and Lauren Schwan.
I think election season 2016 is the worst campaign season I have ever experienced in my entire life.
In 2008, I wasn't happy when Barack Obama won. Trust me, I wasn't. But I didn't go out picketing.
There were angry things said during campaign 2016. Very angry, hateful things.
Both sides, I agree.
Now, 4 years later.
Is there a particular issue that you think that drove the big turnout in Bucks County?
Well, in our discussions and polling and knocking on doors, surveys we took, the two biggest issues were COVID and civil unrest. Our people were very, very concerned with what they were seeing happening in other Philadelphia cities. They don't want the police defunded. They want strong support. They want to be protected. And they also want the COVID to be treated appropriately.
With COVID-19 cases mounting every day, a deeply divided populace, the economy reeling, whoever wins the White House will step into an America struggling under a massive weight.
But what I've discovered is the few times I've tried to have conversations like this with people who support the current president, I can't get anywhere. I think it's a very small segment of this society that is hijacking our spirit and buying into all this anger and this hatred. It's not the America that I knew in all the years I've born and lived here.
Tomorrow, the counting continues. All sides looking for clarity in this season of crisis.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.